I'm sure you've all been in that situation where you feel like giving up. Maybe it was a workout, maybe it was a project, maybe it was a relationship, maybe it was your life. Whatever it was, there's this feeling of, you know what, I've had enough. It's not worth it anymore. We've all felt like that before. So in today's video, I wanted to share with you 3 tips that can help you stay motivated when you feel like giving up. Tip number 1 is going to be to identify why you started in the first place. Tip number 2 is going to be to focus on the benefits that you get from continuing versus the pain of quitting. And tip number 3 is going to be to remind yourself why you are doing what you're doing. Let's dive into each one of these tips. The very first thing that I want you guys to do when you're feeling demotivated or like giving up on something is to go back and think about why you started in the first place. If you lost your motivation for working out, it's because you stopped seeing the results. So go back and look at those old photos of yourself. Look at how far you've come and look at why you decided to work out in the first place. Maybe it was because you wanted to feel more confident. Maybe it was because you wanted to be healthier. Maybe it was because you wanted to set an example for your kids or grandkids. Whatever it was, write it down. Think about why you started. Sometimes we lose sight of why we start things and we just kind of go through the motions. But if you keep your eye on the prize and you remember why you started, then it makes it that much easier to stay motivated. This applies to workouts, it applies to relationships, it applies to projects, and it also applies to life. If you have a purpose, if you have a goal, if you know why you're doing what you're doing, then it becomes easier to stay motivated. So whenever you feel like giving up, always ask yourself, why did I start in the first place? The second tip I have for you guys is to think about the benefits that you get from continuing versus the pain of quitting. Now, I want you to imagine for a moment 2 doors, okay? Behind door number 1 is a brand new car. Behind door number 2 is a used car that's probably not even running. Which door would you rather open? Probably door number 1. Well, now I want you to picture those doors as representing the 2 paths you can take. The path of continuing versus the path of quitting. I want you to write down all the benefits of continuing on the continue door. Write down all the benefits of staying in that relationship, staying on that project, staying on that job, whatever it is. Write down all the benefits that you get from continuing. Then I want you to write down all the downsides of quitting. Write down the pain of quitting. Think about all the wasted time, the wasted money, the wasted resources that went into starting that project or starting that relationship or starting that job, whatever it is. Now, I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to pick the door that you would rather open. Which door would you rather open? The door with all the benefits or the door with all the pains? I'm guessing most of you would rather pick the benefits than the pains. So use this exercise next time you're feeling demotivated. What are the benefits of continuing? Versus what are the pains of quitting? Now, my last tip for you guys is to remind yourself why you are doing what you're doing. One way you can do this is by writing down a mission statement or a core purpose statement. For example, mine is to empower people around the world to become financially free. That is my core purpose. That is my why. I am doing what I'm doing so that I can impact as many people's lives as possible and so that I can make a difference in this world. It doesn't matter if it's raining outside. It doesn't matter if I feel like being lazy. It doesn't matter if I don't feel like working. I know why I'm doing what I'm doing. It is my core purpose. It's my mission. That's the reason why I get out of bed every day. That's the reason why I work so hard. Now it's your turn to write down your core purpose statement. Why are you doing what you're doing? Maybe it's to spend more time with your family. Maybe it's to travel the world. Maybe it's to leave a legacy. Maybe it's to be the best version of yourself. Whatever it is, write it down and remind yourself of it often. If you feel like you're losing motivation, if you feel like you're losing focus, go back to your why. Go back to your core purpose statement and say, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is my mission. This is my goal, and I will not stop until I achieve it. If you lost your motivation to work out, if you lost your motivation to stay in shape, if you lost your motivation to eat healthy, then hopefully these 3 tips will help you get back on track. They will help you stay focused, and they will help you stay motivated. Because the truth is that everyone loses their motivation from time to time. Everyone goes through periods where they don't feel like doing stuff. But it's what you do during those times that separates the winners from the losers. Winners find ways to stay motivated, find ways to stay focused, and find ways to push through. Losers quit. Losers give up. Losers make excuses. Don't be a loser. Be a winner. Use these 3 tips next time you feel like giving up. If you guys got some value out of this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.